The only thing that can make it the Pegasus Day even better this year is forcing out the mandatory pick six. So over $300,000 has been accrued in the pick six pool, and today it's going down. They're expecting a $4 million pool, and as we get set to give you our pick six tickets, this segment is going to be streamed live on YouTube as well as other social media platforms. But myself and Larry Comas have a ticket for you, and Larry, we're here on the 24th day of the new year, and who's kidding who? This is going to be our best pari-mutuel pool of the new year so far.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be huge, Caleb, and I wanted to spend a little bit more than I normally do on the pick six, so the ticket is a little more than you would expect, but I borrowed money from Anthony and Joe, so I'm okay, and I can put that $144 ticket in for this pick six sequence. We're going to start it out in the Fred Hooper, and that's going to be the two favorites there. I'm not going to get cute in there. Life and Times has been unbelievable in his first two starts for Todd Pletcher, including last time out in an allowance race. This horse just absolutely rolled by almost 7 lengths in that race at Aqueduct, and that was coming off of an almost 6-length win. Not only that, the runner-up Dreamlight came back and won his next start, so the workouts in the morning for Life and Times. How about DRF giving this horse an A- workout? You never see that from them. So obviously this horse is super special. Can I single him? No, because Knightsbridge might be just as good. He was incredible here on December the 27th. I'd be shocked if anybody beat those two in this race. We'll use them both. In the McKnight, that's going to be a little bit tougher. We'll go 4 deep in there. And Ohana Honor for Shug McGahee, coming off of that win in the Knickerbocker at Aqueduct, will be the top pick in that race. But there's plenty of other options in there with the 4, the 6, and the 11 to be used. In the next race, the Pegasus Filly and Mare Turf, for me, breath away for Miguel Clement will be the one to beat in there. But the Canadian filly, Caitlin Her Greatness, has to be used as well, as does the 2 Heredia for Graham Motion. I think any of those horses will pay pretty well if they win that race. The 11th race, the Inside Information, a 3-way play for me in there. Jody's Pride, I think, is going to be the one to beat in that race, and we'll talk about her a little bit more in a second. But I'm also going to use Sterling Silver, who was a really good winner here last time out, in Grand Job, who's a consistent runner for Bill Mott. I think she is a must-use as well. So now we're down to 2 races. We're down to the Pegasus World Cup Turf, and in that race, I think it's wide open. I'm going to go 5 deep, focus in on Fort Washington for Shug McGahee. I think that horse has got the best numbers. I'm a little concerned about the post position, but another horse you have to watch out for in that race is Program Trading. Program Trading coming off of the Breeders' Cup Mile, a race in which things didn't go all that well, but in the race before that, the Turf Mile at Keeneland, a really nice performance by Program Trading, finishing 2nd. Program Trading likes to come from behind, gets Flavian Pratt, who's been the regular rider of this runner, very consistent, and I think that Program Trading certainly is a horse that can be used in the ticket, but I don't think you need to single this runner, and I think that this race is wide open. So we'll go 5 deep in the Pegasus World Cup Turf, and that leads us to the Pegasus World Cup. Disco Time, I think you got to use him. Has he beaten anybody? Not really, but he's done it the right way in all 5 of his starts. Am I going to pick him on top? No, I'm picking Tapan Street. Tapan Street did something that I think this is what it all comes down to. This is his last race, but before that, in the Florida Derby here in March, he beat Sovereignty on this racetrack at this distance. Sovereignty would be 3-5 in the Pegasus today. If Tapan Street can get back to his Florida Derby form, run a little bit better than he ran last time, I think he can win. He's 6-1 on the morning line. Don't know if we'll get that high of a price. So that's a $144 ticket. Okay, let's say you don't have $144. You don't have friends like Anthony and Joe to lend you money, and you have to spend a little bit less. Here's what you do. You simply go to the 11th race and you single Jody's Pride. Now the ticket costs $48, and there it is. $48. If she wins the Information, not too bad. So, and here is a look at the Inside Information with Jody's Pride coming off of the last year's version when she finished third. She just needs to do a little bit better than that today. So to me, that's the play. Jody's Pride in today's Inside Information Stakes. Caleb, so we'll give you a $144 option. We'll give you a $48 option. I'm hoping one of them, maybe both of them, will win, Caleb. But I want to know who you liked in the pick six, too.
There, Larry, and certainly you've had the hot hand at Gulfstream here throughout the championship meeting. And in terms of how I'm looking at it, I'm going to go for the same strategy to start. We got two big monsters in race one, and I know sometimes with two big favorites, you're supposed to pick one of them, but Life and Times and Knightsbridge, not only do the 1 and 6 look like the best horses there in the Fred Hooper, they also won the last two races in hand. So give me those two horses to begin. Ninth race, the 1 is hot for Maker and Arturo. We've seen it so many times. Michael Maker claims a horse, gives him more distance, gets him into the right direction. The number 3, Ohana Honor, and the number 9, Balnikov. The number 9 had a kind of a weird, bad trip last time. Rispoli and Diamato, I'll take them. 10th race, this is going to be the single in the Filly and Mare Turf. I like Caitlin Her Greatness. I'm jumping on this Kevin Attard bandwagon. Kevin Attard keeps on winning big races. Here we are. This is the prep race on the way down to Gulfstream Park. It was the My Charmer. Sits a nice, clever trip. Check out who went to town. Flavien Prat was at Turfway to ride this horse. So, you know, you got the champion to come on board. This horse famously won the King's Play. But the race I really like for Caitlin Her Greatness was 3 back in the Dance Smartly. This horse ran second at Woodbine, but I have a big key on that Woodbine day. That was the big Woodbine Mile day. They ran those races on the inner turf course, and the inside posts were dominating. The 4 big graded turf races at Woodbine on October 4th, the winners were in posts 1, 2, 1, 2. And Caitlin Her Greatness was wide and stalking. Ran a big race, shows that she's improved on the turf, has tactical speed, and gonna get a big jump, and arguably Kevin Attard's best horse going right now. 11th race, I went with the 1, 3, 4, and 12. Indy Bay, toss out the Cotillion. Jody's Pride, the horse nearly won the Breeders' Cup in basically her second start. I've got the 4, Her Laugh, and the number 12, Verity, as a horse that could be taking a step forward. We get to the Pegasus World Cup. Number 2, Program Trading, you know the connections, Chad Brown and Flavien Prat. The 4, what? One stripe just went 131 and 4. The 4 in race 12 was a monster in South Africa, finally going good, and the local jockey comes to ride all the way from a different country. And I've also got the 12. I've always been on the chase for Fort Washington and is the Arlington Million winner from last year. And that takes us to the main event, the Pegasus World Cup Grade 1. Disco Time, I've loved this horse from the beginning. Had a Derby future on Disco Time. Unfortunately, came off of the trail. But Tapan Street, if you look at Tapan Street, is it just me, or does Tapan Street not look exactly like Forever Young? Long layoff, 1 prep, 6 to 1, and could be winning a classic type race. I've also got the 10 Mika. Sometimes these horses just wake up overnight and become amazing. The number 10 just added 20 buyer points and has speed for Michael Maker. And I'm going to take the veteran, the defending champion, White Abario. He's got some excuses, lost an iron in that rough race, caught a muddy track, and White Abario I will put on the ticket as well. So $57 and change for me, $48 there for Larry Comas. Also has a bigger ticket as well. They're expecting $4 million, and I'm betting the over on $4 million. It's gonna be our best betting pool of 2026 so far, and it's just over 3 hours away. The mandatory pick 6, and yes, they're paying it out on Pegasus Day.